Well, good day, mate, and welcome to another video. Oh, is it a controller game? Do I have to? I'm confuddled. What is this? What are this? Oh, I have to click. Right. My boy. So, here is a game recommended to me by Stew Dog, and you can tell that it's recommended to me by Stew Dog because, well, I mean, it's gotten weird already and I haven't even done anything. Oh good, I can change it to American. So we've got based, find 4 treasure rooms, die 100 times, kill 1000 pirates. Okay, so there's some costumes, that's cool. Let's start. Apparently Stu's been playing a little bit of this, so I'm going to give it a whirl and see what it's like. I feel like... I don't know how I feel, to be honest. Alright, me and the boys are going to fight pirates. I like it. It doesn't even try to tutorialize anything. It's just like, yeah, you know what you're doing or you don't. You fly or you fall. It's natural selection, baby. I feel like I've dropped acid, like, years ago, and I'm just waking up now and realizing what I've seen. That kind of effect. It's brilliant. This is like on par with LSD Dream Emulator for not having a fucking clue what I'm looking at. Oh, there's Chivos. I hope this isn't a Chivo spam game or I'll probably die. Just pure AIDS. Oh shit. What's the story of this? I haven't a fucking clue. But I'm having a whale of a fucking time trying to work out what this shit. At least this will make some brilliant fish book B-roll. Oh, this is... okay, so there's... I thought this was a boss fight, but apparently there's just several of these guys. Secret trade room. So I need the crack pipe for that. Speaking of crack, I've gone into LSD mode again, that's good. Oh my god. This game is not good for my photosensitivity, I will not lie. But that's okay, I've dealt with worse than this. I wonder how easy this would be to mod, because I'd love to make like a version of this where it's like me and Stu and fucking I like the little crossbone grave things that they have like in Worms or something. Okay, is this the end or the beginning? I think it's the beginning. Um, my guess is the beginning. I'm confused. I have no idea what's going on in the most wonderful way. I almost think this game would make more sense if I played it in Russian. Oh, hello, what's that? Deadly Rom. And a cat smoking a pipe. Because, that's a thing now. So, for the first time in a long ass time, I've actually got like so many ideas as to what to do for curiosity's sake. I legitimately don't know if I could feasibly do them all. I'd like to think I could, but like, I don't even know if I could. There's a couple that I'd really like to do, like that dog game, which was quite fun. It's quite disgustingly wholesome, but there's some things I could probably make fun of in the game. There's also a Doctor Who game, which is quite rare and quite difficult to get working. So I'm kind of looking forward to trying that because it also has very rare footage of a basically it's like a prequel to the Paul McGann movie, and it's got rare footage of like an incarnation of the Master that not many people are familiar with and some other things, which I'm personally excited to see. I'm the only person on the planet who would be, but it would be cool to play that game. It's basically, it's not completely lost media, obviously, because I've got a copy of it, but it's so difficult to even acquire and play that it's just one of those things at this point. It's kind of funny because when I first found it about 5 years ago, maybe a bit more, there was a website that insisted that I paid like 20 quid for a copy of it. Not to own in like physical form or anything like that, but just to be able to download it from their website. And I was tempted at the time, but then I thought, why am I paying someone who didn't make it to have access to it? Like, they're not selling me their copy, they're just selling a copy of it. It's basically piracy, but you're paying for it. So I'm like, that's bullshit. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And then later on down the line, I found it on an abandonware site, so I was like, ah, I guess I'll just play it on that then. Before anyone asks, the game is abandonware. There's literally been no attempt to release it or sell it in about 20 years. Hell, more than that, maybe even 30. I mean, the Paul McGann movie didn't exactly explode in popularity, and, well, the game did even worse, so. But it is kind of a cool game because it is its own contained story. It's not like a video game of the movie or anything like that. It is its own self-contained adventure thing, which is part of the canon, but also overlooked because it's, you know, abandoned, lost media. I don't know what the shit my objective is. I've just been walking around collecting boots for about 3 minutes. Oh, 10 minutes, sorry. I apologize. Shooting fucking pirates. Gonna wake up tomorrow morning. Black Dog? Where's Black Dog? Is this like Evil Stew? Is that why he was so into this game? Because there's Black Dog. He looks nothing like a dog, so I'm assuming he's a perpetually terminal liar. But yeah, the Doctor Who game I've been quite looking forward to. There's a few others I'd rather not admit what they are right now because like I'd like that to be a surprise element of them. Um, and also there are things that I'd like. I'm approaching other content creators to ask about whether or not they want to be a part of it. Um, I'm still trying to work up whether or not I'll be able to do my original plan for it. But until I finish this god awful Lance doc, which is a pain to work on, I don't think I'll be able to. Until like, I'm hoping in 2 weeks. I'm hoping in 2 weeks I will be free to do whatever the shit I want because I'm legit sick and tired of having this hanging over my head. Like, you have no idea what this is like. It's like having a debt that you need to pay off, and you can pay it off, but you make like a couple of quid a day, and it's painfully slow the progress. A lot of people are like have been really nice and patient about it, but I do understand that it's probably a question of, well, why is it taking as long as it does? And the answer is, when you watch videos and take notes on them, it's a time consuming task because every video that you do that for is at the very least twice as long, sometimes even 3 times as long, sometimes even longer than that. So, ugh. So this music's starting to give me a headache along with the visuals. Like, I know it's by design, but it's like too much is happening at once. It's kind of doing my head in. What? Did I die? I think I died because I wasn't really paying as much attention as I probably should have. Oh. Do I have to do like the whole game or just that bit? If I have to do the whole game, I might do it, but I don't know if I really want to. Yeah, so I have to redo the entire game again. Yikes. Okay. Well, at least I know what I'm doing now, so that's fine. But yeah, when people say about like, you see, that's the thing when people say, oh, um, people making any form of exposure content on the person, talking about like their history and what have you, and talking about it kind of annoys me when people like Killer Creed turn up and they have like this whole, oh, this guy here, I've just said a load of shit about him, so it's true anyway. Here's a screenshot that's out of context to back up my statement that I made up. Yeah, this is great content. This guy's exposed. Isn't it brilliant? And you find out that literally everything he said was complete crap, and he farted the video out in like 10 minutes. Actual content like this isn't glamorous. Like, the accusation that some people get, undeserved in a lot of these cases that I'm referring to, that people would do it for clout or for money. Honestly, any other kind of content would be preferable because bear in mind, um, you can sit up all night listening to something that is truly horrific, and then you make content about it and the content barely even breaks 100 views, and it's fucking really not worth the effort. But even if it does break the 100 views, there's a lot of other bullshit that comes with it. Like, makeup artists, for example, don't have the same issues. They might have, like, you know, shitty people. They might have the occasional incel calling them a whore or something like that. But they don't get, like, the same kind of people that you attract when you start trying to actually expose truth in the way that I aim to do with the Lance doc and a few other things. What the fuck is any of this? The secret boat room. I'm just going to try running through it and hope I don't die. Van Gogh job. If I have a seizure at the end of this, I'm going to sue Stu. Sue dog. I do, like, find it a little funny, though, that, yeah, a lot of people seem to think that, you know, half-arsing it is worth doing, and it's not, because it just makes you look like an absolute clown. But when you spend a lot of time working on this shit, you can just be exposed to things that are just awful, like, truly awful shit, that literally makes you have to step away and be like, sorry, I'm very tired today. You know, oh, shit, what the hell have I just had to listen to? And the idea that people make stuff and they've never gone through that whilst doing exposure content makes me just think that their exposure content is not going to be that great. Like, for the most part, I'm not going to say that that is like you need to go out and shock yourself or anything like that. It's more akin to, I think, if people aren't pushing the boundaries and finding stuff that's that shocking and that raw, then what they're exposing likely already exists on a surface level. And that's not the end of the world. Sometimes it's good to point out things that exist on a surface level. But then you get people like Creed who just basically either points out the obvious, points out things that are are lies, or points out things that honestly, like, are just completely out of context and don't even make any sense. Like, exposure content as a thing is, I get why a lot of people don't do it for longer than 5 years, because it's tiring. It's very tiring. It's exhausting, and there's all kinds of awful things that can build up, that can just happen overnight. Sometimes the people you expose get an easier time of it than you do trying to expose the awful stuff they do, and that's just the sad reality of it. I mean, I'm not even talking about my experience. I'm talking about several people who I've worked with or spoken to over the years who have just said, yeah, I almost had my life destroyed trying to do that shit. And I'm thankfully been quite prudent with everything I've done, to the point where I'm not too worried about anything too bad happening. There's no point really at this point, because, like, I am pretty much done with it all, minus the fucking Lance stuff. And if I'm being honest, the Lance stuff is so awful to have to work on. I kind of just wish at some point I could stop. I wish that I'd have the opportunity to just, like, you know, not, but I've already promised that I would, so I'm not. Sorry, I went on a tirade about all that, and I don't. It does sound a bit, Yeah, I've just been thinking about it a lot over the past few days. Okay, I need that item. Oh, I lost like loads of health and I don't even know why. Is that Thomas the Tank Engine? I think it's Thomas the Tank Engine. Oh god, this game is eye cancer. Like, it's not badly made, but these visual effects are too much for me, like, admittedly. And I'm not, like, complaining too hard, because I know that's the point, but that doesn't mean I like having my eyes assaulted like this. Oh, I'm probably gonna go blind, like, towards the end and have to do the whole thing with literal blind playthrough. Like, if you ever really need a headache as quickly as possible, I'd highly recommend this. But I do have to admit, like, I don't have a problem with the game as a thing. Like, I think it's okay as far as how it's made. And it's fun. And kind of silly. But at the same time, I do find it to be a little... Why is there a giant cat smoking a crap pipe? This is indeed a sad reality. Reality was a mistake. We should fix it. I would like a bit more feedback when I get hit by something, because I legitimately cannot tell even when I'm taking damage. If I'm not constantly looking at the health bar, but you're also meant to be looking at the enemies. I haven't heard the shit, unless I talked over it, in which case my bye. Shit. Oh, I died. Right, so that was whatever that was. That was something of a unique experience. I did like that. Did have quite a bit of fun with it. It's not the kind of game I'm excellent with. Dr. Livesey's ROM and Def Edition. There you go. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it. As a game, did do my eyes in quite a bit, I have to admit. Is there a... I know there's an American language, but is there a British language as well? Because that would actually be funny. Oh, there's Pepsi language. Right. Anyway, I'm gonna quit the game before I have an epileptic fit. Toodles.
Professor Curious is okay.